So, my name is Kari Voutilainen. So I'm originally from Finland, a watchmaker, and working in Switzerland. And today I have my workshop with my colleagues, and we are making watches, and we have our own calibers and so on. So that's the watch which has our in-house caliber that we do fabricate by ourselves.
Okay.
The base of that, it comes from our caliber, which is called bandwidth, and we have integrated the GMT mechanism on that. So the mechanism is entirely underneath of the dial, and it has about 80 new components to be able to do that. And it's a very discrete complication in such that we can't see that in the first sight, but when the hands are turning, the GMT disc is revolving in one turn in 24 hours, and it's easy to set up by pressing the crown down. Just press the crown and the GMT disc is advancing 1 hour at once.
Okay.
And we can read the GMT time underneath of the hands. There's a small triangle from where we can read another time zone. For me, it's important because that's the key for us, for the creativity and the liberty. For me, it's important because once we know how to do, we are able to create another things, and we are not depending somebody else. And for me, the independence there's two things. It's a financial independence, but it's also the liberty of the creation, and that means for me the liberty of that we can do what we want.
Yes.
And if I have to buy somewhere, I'm not free. I have to take what I can able to get. But once we do by ourselves, we can do what we want, and we can always make it better. It's not difficult at all because I'm much more worried about big brands who are making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of watches. If they have a 10% slowdown, for instance, somebody who makes 100,000 watches, they have 10,000 watches and they don't know what to do.
Yes.
For me, 10% it makes 5 watches. I will always find 5 customers. So it's not a problem. Well, I think that when we do the classical watchmaking, that when things are done with the respect of the tradition, but also that we know what we are doing, what we know the materials. So I would say that watches made by, for instance, Breguet or Berthaud like that, when they make it 200 years ago, they are still here today.
Yes.
And they are here because it has been a classical watchmaking. The things are done with a respect, but they're using materials which will last the test of time. And when we go back, for instance, for the silicium, to machine the silicium, it's excellent. There's nothing to say. It's so perfect, it's precise, and so on. But then it's fragile. It's like a glass, and then the silicium we can attach the silicium on. For instance, when we have a silicium escapement, the escape wheel is made from silicium, and the pinion is made from steel. We can't do the mechanical attachment, so it's attachment with glue, and it doesn't last forever. We can't clean the piece normally.
Correct.
Because if we put in a cleaning machine,
yes.
So the piece will be damaged, it will be broken. So we have a different cleaning methods, and all this makes that we are facing the problem when it's new. Comes out from the factory, it's no problem, it will run. But when it goes for the first after-sale service, so problem will start at that point.
At that point, yeah, the replacement of...
And we should think that these watches, they should last for generations. I mean, if it's made for we use it and throw it away, it's fine. But sometimes these components are put in the watches which are value of tens of or hundreds of thousands of francs. So in my opinion, these objects, these timepieces are made for the generations. And then we should think also that we are able to repair, we are able to restore these things And silicium, we can't I can't. Nobody can use
The
make the
repair.
silicium. If it's broken, it's broken. Well, I would say that there's two things, but I am passionate. It's I like designs, like cars,
Yes.
or then it's architecture. I like buildings,
Okay.
and I would say that my inspiration comes a lot of from cars. I like the design of old cars. I mean, antique cars, which are coming from 40s, 50s, 60s. I like, for instance, the Jaguar E-Type.
Okay.
For instance, I think it's very nice. It's sleek. Or then, for instance, which is really elegant for me, it's a Jaguar MK2. Or then there's old Mercedes made in 50s, those SL models.
Yes.
Stunning. And the forms and the shapes, and you can feel that they have been, it's made, handmade,
Yes.
and it has something inside. And today, the design is not the same. Even we find nice designs today, but it's not made in the same philosophy. Well, what I think it's the best is to buy, because all of us, we have different tastes.
Yes.
So I always think that it's better to think what I need, what I like, and to buy after your own what you feel, and not to follow that everybody's buying today. But and also that, for instance, what we need. I mean, I have, for instance, by myself, I have a watch that I do sport with that, and then. For instance, it's a Pita watch, independent.
Yes,
so
of course.
I rather give money to independent than the Swatch Group. I'm not worried about them. They will survive, but I rather. So it's also the thing, what we like. But what I also think it's nice is to buy vintage watches, antique watches, and today you can find things and once you more you know, and you can, and I would also advise to read books, the history, and more we know, more we can appreciate our collection. And then there's a lot of beautiful things what has been done in the past.
Yes.
Those antique watches, marine chronometers, precision clocks, minute repeater pocket watches, and today we can buy those things, and they are not expensive. If you put in the scale, you can find beautiful things for reasonable prices, and those are, and you can learn and you can see the movements.
Well, thank you very much for speaking to us again, and we hope to see you in Basel as well.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.